I don't think we have anything for you.
In the building.
We got our first special guest. It's a rock band. We haven't had one before. Go and introduce yourselves.
What up? I'm Tyler. I play bass.
I'm Cody, and I also play bass.
I'm Tyler Gonzalez. I have a last name, and I'm the lead singer.
We have two bassists in our band.
Yeah,
Two
Pretty
bases.
sick. No, I'm just kidding. I play drums.
How y'all doing today?
good.
Pretty good, man.
How are you?
Nice. Good. How's the social distancing treating y'all?
Not very good right now.
Yeah.
Man. We're all
Right?
broed up right now.
Right.
I
Defy
actually,
it.
yeah, you guys gave me a reason to put on pants today, so
Yeah, for real.
thank you.
That's always good.
And y'all gave me a reason to go to sleep. I've been just like, it's just been day for me in the quarantine. It's just been like nighttime.
bro.
Just watching the ceilings.
Daytime feels like the same time.
So, y'all have a new project out? Have y'all been working on music? Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Like, what do y'all have as far as music? How long y'all been doing music? Stuff like that.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I don't know. I guess we can start from like when I graduated high school. I loved music always, but I was really never that serious about it. And so when I was given, I had a chance to go off and do something spectacular, which was awesome. I met a lot of people, and that really helped me. And like confidence wise, like I went off and played pro baseball right after high school.
Nice.
Met a lot of people, but then I guess I kind of changed. I realized I was like, baseball is a job too, and I
Yeah.
really like it's fun, but it's good. So anyway, that took me to LA. So that's where I started meeting up just with everybody in the community. I mean, like from people from hip hop
Yeah.
to like, pop folk,
Okay.
I mean, and it's been some of the coolest stuff ever.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, just some of like, I don't know if y'all know anybody in LA or, smaller artists, but I'm gonna shout out my friend Rio Cragen, and John DeFeo.
Yeah.
Just give them a shout, check them out.
That's what's up.
They're dope.
So when it comes to like rap, we have a lot of special guests that do like rap. So they write their music and then they go in, they listen to a producer, to a beat, and then they make the music. So how do y'all do it? Because y'all depend on more of like a group thing, right? I would imagine. Or how is it? What's the process to making a song for y'all?
I think Tyler over here does most of the work. He does like the rough cut, kind of like the pre-post
I'd say
stuff.
I'm like the scribe. Like,
Okay.
I just the translator, and
Okay.
then we just kind of
Collaborate.
everybody like the recording part. I'll just translate it in there because I have the degree in it and stuff like
Okay.
that. And then for them, we just play best ball. It's like golf. Whoever has the best idea goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like everybody counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good.
So do y'all record all at once, or like you record your part and then you lay it down and then you sing over it or
So-
write over it?
We'll start. I mean, it can come from a riff on the guitar, or you start writing into the computer almost like
Okay.
a tape machine, and then you're playing it back. And as you're doing it, you're building the mix. But you write the song first, and nowadays they have all those good old
Yeah.
simulators. So we just throw that on just to stay in time, and then we'll write the song out. And then as it grows, we'll put real drums on it. Then we'll retract the guitars.
Okay.
Then we'll retract the bass. Then so instead of sticking to that tempo of those fake drums, we'll have him come in,
Yeah.
play it over the track that we just made, take off the fake drums, put his drums on.
Okay.
So it's a whole process.
Yeah,
Man,
it is.
that's
It's like organic.
yeah,
Still.
but
yeah.
just hearing that is like way different than like when I was in high school when you had to like put a song together.
Mhm.
Like everyone had to be together. You had to figure out your parts together, put it all together, and
Yeah,
then
you
like
couldn't use the
live.
internet.
Everything is live
Yeah.
right there. Like there is though. Oh, we'll just put like the drums. Then we'll put in the real drums later.
Yeah.
That's crazy how it's evolved now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild. Like he'll write parts, and then I kind of just come in and like do my own thing and make it how kind of I want to and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's cool. Like we all come together and like I think we all contribute. So
Yeah.
cool
Sort of
process.
like you build a house out of Legos, and then you like you get all the pieces there, and then you deconstruct it, and you're like, all right, but the green one looks good here.
Yeah.
Like
But
Yeah.
that's just the new wave of people. I feel like that's just sending stuff around and then them kind of adding their piece, and then they'll pull it all together.
Yeah.
How long does it typically take y'all to make one song?
It depends.
Okay.
See, if it just locks into that trance and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
like this is something happened. We just caught lightning.
Okay.
You can get that out in a month. But
really,
I mean, if you know what you're doing, yes.
Okay.
See, like we don't really go to any mixer. We just go to mastering. So I'll mix the project, then it goes to mastering. And that's
Okay.
what a lot of people are doing nowadays.
okay,
So, and that's the big thing is like, if you're an artist and you want to be successful, is like, you got to learn how to record yourself. And I'm not knocking the business here, but you know, you can't depend on going out and paying $2,000 in those big studios. I'm not knocking that, but like nowadays to get things done and actually make a profit in this business.
Yeah, definitely.
okay. You got questions?
Yeah, I'm just following what you were saying first. So what song? You have a couple singles out right now. What singles do you have out right now?
We have 2 singles out right now. We have Safe and Sound and Lashed Out.
And Lashed Out.
Yeah.
Lashed Out we just dropped a couple months ago, I guess.
Mhm.
And then we had a bunch of shows and stuff lined up.
And
And then
this-
Oh yeah.
this happened.
Yeah.
So
I saw that. I didn't even know that y'all were on the ticket for Scaring Kids.
yeah, that was
That
was our
a fun
first show.
dude. That was,
I,
a big
Sold
one.
out.
Right.
Sold out first show.
I had tickets, but I couldn't make it to that because it was like on a Wednesday.
Dang, Yeah.
It was like on a Wednesday, and I couldn't get off for it because
Yeah.
I mean I haven't seen Scaring Kids since the last time I saw them. They were touring with Chiodos.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
2000, I don't even know, throwing them like 6, 7,
Yeah.
around there.
The good old days.
I remember I woke up that morning and I got a text from the promoter and they're like, hey, it's sold out, so you can't sell any more tickets because
Dude,
there aren't any more. And we're like, I was like, oh snap! And it was the first time we've ever all played together. So
Oh,
Yeah.
it was our
really?
very,
Nice.
very
Yeah.
first show. Sold out.
Wow.
We all.
It's lightning in the bottle.
How was that? Because it's
Dude.
a lot different playing a live show than being in the studio or like playing your parts. Emily, how was that?
We got word that we got the show like 3 weeks before the show, and we've never even like practiced before. Like we were like, oh,
Practice
shoot.
one time.
Yeah, we were like,
Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah.
and so dude, it was hectic. Like we would go every day and just rehearse, and you could just feel us getting tighter as like a group.
And the music
Yeah.
is so different compared to what we normally play in our
Yeah.
other like groups.
Other
Like this
projects,
stuff
yeah.
is more hip hop based, like that 808.
Yeah.
There's big like the sub drops, and you have the hats, like the the little trap hats and stuff like that in
Yeah.
it. And then you have the drum kit, the bass guitar
Yeah.
along with it. So it just adds a whole another window of
I was looking at that because I listened to what y'all have, and then independently, like Across Atlantic, and then Balancing the Different.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like it's really different than what you're doing, especially like Balancing the Different, right? That's the name of it. Like that sound is really different than what you're doing with this.
Mhm.
So what made y'all kind of come together compared to, because I know a majority of y'all are from Balancing the Different, right? Like
Yeah,
3
those
of
two
y'all.
are, yeah.
So instead of trying it out with that band, what made you kind of pull aside and get something else going?
Well, meeting Cody, I guess,
Yeah.
too. Like,
It was weird. Like how it got together? My bad. How it got
Yeah.
together?
Oh, you haven't talked
He-
too much.
You're good.
He like put out a sample of like a demo, and I was like, dude, what is this? And he's like, it's like a new project, and we need a drummer. And I was like, yo, I play drums. Like, I was like, what's up? And then we kind of just all got together, and everything just kind of clicked. It's really cool because it's like with our other bands, there's kind of like sound barriers, like rules we kind of have to follow, and with
Really?
this,
Yeah.
it's just like there's no rules. So it's
That's
just
the
fun.
best
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
It's just like you want to do a rap right here, like
Yeah.
that's cool, like whatever you want to do.
And
That's weird.
yeah. You're sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I just never heard of that. So there's more like emphasis to stay within a certain genre with other bands, you would say?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
kind of have a specific. It's not super specific, but you kind of don't want to go like too.
Would you think
out
like the
there.
more following you have, the more you have to stay within a certain style?
Yeah, sort of,
Right.
sort of so, or like you're gonna
Okay.
make people mad. And
'Cause-
with this,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a
whatever.
weird double-edged sword because if you
See-
stay too in line, people
Yeah.
get mad, and if
Yeah.
you go too
But-
far, they
Yeah.
get mad.
That's
Because
what
I think in the rock like genre, that's like the fans are the pickiest.
Mhm.
Like compared
Yeah.
to any genre, like hip hop, because hip hop doesn't have as many subgenres as it is for rock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you have like the metal heads that they won't touch anything else. You have like the hard rock, the soft rock, like you have the classic rock fans that they don't touch anything post 2000.
Yeah,
They're like,
too much distortion.
yeah, I don't like this. What is this?
yeah, it's crazy.
Give me Black Sabbath.
And so that's why it was cool, just like I said, bringing this together and like making a new sound. And it's honestly like super fun. Like we just do whatever we want. So
Like getting to know each other and ripping, like, because like you're intimate as an artist, you're kind of like personal and kind of
Yeah.
fragile. I wanted to make sure like I wanted to hang out around these people. people. So
Yeah.
to rip down those walls of this, like, I'm some sort of super being, ego, this thing I built, look at it over here. Like, we rip that shit down, and we're all at ground floor. And I think that's good because we can be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
that sounds like shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then you
Mm.
don't have to sit there and try to like convince somebody that it does as you're making it, and that's what you're worried about. It's like, no, that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
let's get it.
Yeah.
We'll make it a vote. Raise your hand. You know.
Okay.
And that's what's good about it, is because I'm not always right. I know that,
Yeah.
especially when you hear it 1,000 times in playback.
Okay.
Probably about this far away from me. It's crazy.
Okay. Cool. So we're gonna talk a little bit more, but we're gonna get into sports. So Roy was saying, which one of y'all really likes Tom Brady? There's a Patriots fan.
Yeah. it's
Okay.
me.
So how do you feel? Are you, since they've divorced, are you more going with Brady, or are you going more with
Yeah.
Patriots?
Were
next
you a
year?
Brady fan or a New England fan?
I was a New England fan. I actually got
How do
into
you
them.
tell the difference?
I just
There's a difference, bro.
They've been
There-
together.
There's a difference.
You're right though. You're right. It's weird, honestly. Like, I feel like it hasn't happened. I guess because the season hasn't started.
Yeah.
So I was an OKC fan because I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay.
And Durant did the same thing, and it just hits you, and you're like, damn, that sucks. You know what
Everything I
mean?
love keeps leaving.
And then it doesn't really hit until you see them play with their new team, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then it really hits. So
Don't tell me now they're like there's still a chance.
yeah. Right?
Did he sign?
Yeah, it was.
Did he cite his name?
Because it's funny though, because I was like on my high horse. I'm like, man, they'll never leave. Like, they're so loyal
Yeah.
with KD and Tom Brady. And then, what do you know? And I wake up and it's just like all over the
Yeah.
news. My friends are texting me. I'm like, all right, cool.
I saw KD leaving. I did not see Tom Brady leaving. I saw him retiring before he left.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
That was really so. And then I was like, oh man, this is like, I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah,
Like
it was
that.
it was
Yeah.
insane. For
Even
sure.
even with the rumors, I'm like, they're rumors.
That's what I thought too, because like he has a legacy there. You know what I mean? Now he's like starting from ground zero at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
If he goes and wins and then retires after this year, G.
Yeah.
That's
Go-
it. It's just like,
There's like
no more
goat.
goat. Yeah, no more
Yeah.
goat conversations. But
I
So
would-
we'll see.
sorry.
Do you see yourself being a Tampa Bay fan, or still gonna be Patriots?
I think just Patriots still.
Still?
Like, yeah, just gotta hold it
Man.
down, man. Honestly, like, good for him. Like, he probably wasn't happy where he was at.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy there in New England.
He's gonna be
so-
hot in Tampa, dude. It's so humid.
Right.
He's gonna be hot. That's
It's
a
like
bit-
extreme. He went from
Right.
super cold to
Super
humid.
hot.
Right.
He's
That's
gonna have to freaking pump those balls up extra, dude, because that ball it sticks in that weather. I'm telling you.
Inflated.
Inflate.
Inflate.
Inflate. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
I'm-
crazy.
I'm excited to see a lot of changes happen around the league. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting for sure.
So, do you have a basketball team?
OKC and
Wow.
Spurs. I was a Spurs fan.
No Spurs.
Yeah.
Because I'm from OKC. I'm from Oklahoma, and we didn't have a team for a long time.
Okay.
So I was a Spurs fan because like my family liked the Spurs.
Okay.
And then we got a team, and obviously I was there, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is cool. And it was like in Oklahoma, it's different because like we don't have a lot there, So
That's
when
what I've heard.
when we
Right.
got
Yo,
into-
y'all got the #1 hit on Netflix
we
right
got
now.
Tiger King. We got Joe Exotic in that beat.
That's
Putting
pretty.
Oklahoma on the map.
Yeah, we were nothing until him, but
That's funny.
yeah. So it was we got the team, and then everybody was like, it's just a big thing. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
So is your player Chris Paul then? Like,
Man, I guess like you just gotta stick.
Who
with
else
them.
can you choose?
Yeah.
on
Right,
that?
like
dang.
Honestly,
You can't
yeah.
choose anyone else.
we lost everybody,
Harden,
bro. I'm telling you,
KD, everybody
Westbrook.
left.
sports
Yeah.
these last couple of years have not been good to me.
Nah, it's been a lot of shuffling.
So.
Everybody's just doing their own thing.
right.
That's crazy. So, do y'all have sports? Like, do you favorite sports or into sports a lot?
Are you still into baseball?
I have a lot of friends that play still, like that are in the big leagues. It's weird. Like you turn on freaking TV, you're like, oh wow, it's my buddy. Like I
Yeah.
have him right here. I can say what's up. But wow, that's so crazy.
That's
And
cool.
that's weird how that barrier creates that like firewall of insanity inside your head. Like those like loomy, like you're like, oh wow, I wonder what that dude's doing.
Yeah,
That's- And then you're like, I know what he's doing. And he's sitting in a hotel room like bored.
Does that make it more personal? Like, people that don't know people like that, they look up to them and they're like, they're super celebrities.
I think it
Versus
creates
you
a
actually knowing them?
disconnection in a fantasy, and
Yeah.
then when they actually see that world, it actually rips them up. Like that's
Yeah.
what it did to me, was because I had no idea behind the curtain what that was like, and then you're like, wow, it's not what you think it is. Like why people are like why older people admire like baseball. It's crazy to see an older man like act like a child around somebody
Right.
with cards and like trying to get them to sign it, and you're like, you know, this kid is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, and you got a trading card. Yeah, he makes millions of dollars because he throws a ball hard, but all right.
It's like how they are after
It's
work
like the
is over.
gladiator. Yeah.
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 And I mean, the ego to survive in that game is like, you know, you can control it. Don't get me wrong. But if you're like weak headed, you kind of don't know how to control it, and it spills out into your life, and you don't want that. But to be successful in a competition like sport like that, where it's me versus you, like I was a pitcher.
Yeah.
It's definitely I lost what I was saying, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's definitely just
It was crazy too because they're like, yeah.
it puts you in a me versus you, and then you start dragging that out into your normal life. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. And
Okay. Yeah.
you know, I don't like I don't like that.
So it's like more stressful than
Yeah.
it's worth.
Once
kinda.
like I become more humble and more just my ego is just been, you know, I haven't felt a need to, you know, say some weird remark or anything like that, just because it's like in that level you're constantly being tested by the
Yeah.
tribe. Like if I mess up and look stupid, they're not gonna like me.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
That puts a lot of pressure on you too. So do y'all have that issue? Like when you perform, like feedback from fans, do y'all pay attention to that?
I enjoy it. I do engage with people, but I mean, it's just
Yeah.
I feel like that's the rawest form you're gonna get of me right there, and
Yeah.
it's the most convicted. And I've already thought about this. This has been planned out, like, you know, you would plan out an assassination or something. You know,
Yeah.
this is what I do.
Okay.
Like, this is what I live for. I guess is that moment, 30 minutes or whatever.
And then as far as when it comes to like fans that are critical or just like trolls, how do y'all like balance that with like, oh, they're just trolls, you know?
You can tell sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't give into that though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
you just gotta,
should
like,
be
brush
getting
it off.
hate
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
doing something right. Because
Yeah.
if everyone's just giving you the sympathy, then that's when you start to ask questions.
Yeah, you're like,
wait,
dude,
is
there's
this
no
for real?
way.
Yeah.
They
Everybody's
trip-
being nice.
Gaslight me,
Yeah.
and then you go on American Idol, and
Right.
Simon Cowell's like, "That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Never sing again."
Like, dude, everyone loves me.
Yeah, dude, that's how it is. I'm like, Mom, I need your honest opinion. She's like, it's awesome. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, you're lying. I'm like, stop playing with me, Mom.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Switching to sports real quick, back to it. We have this going debate. So college players, some are skipping skipping college. High school players, they're skipping college to go overseas to get paid and get
Mhm.
some development before going into the league. Would you do that, or would you rather go to college, get exposure, and guarantee going to the NBA?
Why'd you leave off the word exposure when you said go overseas?
Do you know any overseas players minus a ball brother?
Who's that one dude that's going there? Oh, I can't think of his name.
You see?
He just signed. He just going over there though. His #1 pick for.
How many college players do you actually know?
I know a lot of them, but they're pretty humble.
Is it basketball? Yeah,
Yeah.
my brother's a college baseball player, and they're in total disarray right now
You see?
But
with the season shut down and like everybody going into the draft.
Yeah.
no, but there's a
Literally-
big difference in baseball. You can be drafted out of high school. You
Yeah.
can't do that in the
Yeah.
NBA.
Well, okay.
do
So
that now.
Yeah,
No.
that's different.
yeah.
So,
So what would you do?
Dude, I don't know, cause you know you could get hurt in college. You know, and
Yeah.
miss out on all that money.
Think about what it's doing for the college guys. It's backloading them so they have another year of eligibility.
Yeah.
You got incoming, like you got people. You better be the top of your class. It's gonna be a good because they're gonna have a lot to pick from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna go over there, you got to kill it and be on top of everything. You're just gonna get like forgotten. You
Yeah.
know.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess it depends on the situation. Like if you're gonna go over there and kill it, and you know for sure, you know you're gonna get in.
Go make
every,
your money,
time, every
man.
time,
Yeah.
I,
Go
every
make
time
your
I tell
money.
them this, I said I rather make the money, but also depends on who you are. Because to me, if your chances of making the NBA are slim,
You better go
I-
for
I-
that signing bonus.
Yeah.
yeah,
You just get paid.
yeah, get paid. You know, so to me, it just really depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Because you can't. But I would think not necessarily overseas, but professional play
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
change it up. Like professional, you have the G League, you have the Australian League where the Ball brother went. Like there's a lot of leagues you get paid.
Yep.
I mean, utilize that. If you're a top draft pick or even middle, you're still gonna get drafted.
I know it's putting like a lot of pressure on the NCAA because a lot of people are thinking about going over there.
Yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
know? You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
It's
and it
definitely
got to the
opening
point
doors.
that the NBA changed the way their G League works.
Mhm.
Was it? I forgot. Maybe Jose can look it up. Like 2-3 years ago, you can actually play there out of high school
oh,
because that wasn't an option.
oh shoot, I didn't even know about
Yeah,
that.
and you get paid. Like that wasn't an option.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see how like everything folds out. But again, I just think it's like it depends on like you said, like
Yeah.
are you
See,
like
that's where the
professional
problem
level?
lies, is because those things have been like those people have been tuned like machines to do this. They're
Yeah.
18 years old. They go off, they get a little bit of money in their pocket. And they're like, man, I don't have to
Yeah.
do this. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to work out today.
Yeah.
And I think
that's where you see
yeah.
the slacking. Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And I think baseball has like a lot of that, but it's not in the media because, like you said, you get drafted really early, and that's because baseball has so many minor leagues. They got AAA, AA, like they have all these leagues. They start people out of high school.
They're thinking of cutting them, and
Yeah.
that's going to put that league in because
Yeah.
those towns that are with those affiliate teams,
Yeah,
they survive off that because
Yeah.
that's a lot of the there's a lot of jobs at the facilities,
Mhm.
the training and stuff. So
yeah, and it's funny because they talk about like those leagues don't make money, but they're not there to make money. They're there to develop. So these teams put the money into it, even though it's because they don't look at it as a negative. They look at it as they're developing the people we need to.
Yeah.
there are some teams where like there's a Clinton, Iowa team. I mean, and they got like chicken wire as a backstop.
Yeah.
You know, and that community they don't really engage in that. But I mean, you go to Baltimore, or I mean, you go to New York where the Nationals are, and there's people that go to those.
Yeah.
It's like those guys are like on the cusp, like AA.
Yeah.
Guys, the AAA guys, I don't even know if anyone goes to their games. Those are the guys that are.
I forgot what the missions are. I know they moved up, but
Are they
It's
still
good
with
to
San
see-
Diego? They with the Mariners.
They're AAA and they're with the Milwaukee now.
yeah.
There you go.
Didn't they just move up in
Yes,
what to
this,
AAA?
this past year was their first year in AAA.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they just moved up too. So it's better competition, better talent you get to see in it. So it's good. Like you said, I like to go just because there is no other baseball to go see around here.
Yeah.
You can't beat the prices, really. You
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like $5 and then dollar beer night.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go, dude. I've always wanted to go. I've never been.
I feel like the stadium could have been better. They could have built that where Heroes is and done like a big complex for the.
Well, there's
soccer.
been a lot of talk for a new stadium downtown,
Oh yeah.
just because downtown will bring more. Like right now, where the stadium is, it's only locals going.
Yeah.
So if it's downtown, it's to bring all the tourists, everyone downtown.
What did they do with the Alamo Dome here since we got the SBC? Or what is it called? AT&T.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know. I
SBC
feel
for
like-
like a month.
I feel like the Alamo Dome just has a boat show every other weekend.
Yeah.
That's the only
they're
thing
like for
that's-
shows. Sometimes
Home
my
and
dad
Garden
goes
show.
there for like
It's
young
an immaculate-
shows.
Yeah, it's really there for
I did
like
a tattoo show there once. but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
It's just open for whatever wants to rent it. It's just whatever.
yeah.
You can have your quinceanera there. It doesn't matter.
it's gonna be a venue, bro. We're gonna turn it into a venue.
I think it gets dusty sometimes. Sometimes you need to have a venue or something come in there just to wipe off the dust on the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So music wise, before y'all got started, was there any like bands that influenced y'all to want to get into music? Or like
Yeah.
your favorite
What would
band?
you say like your top 3 bands that influenced your music growing up, or that got you into music?
That's so hard because I feel like there's so many.
I remember, dude.
go ahead.
I'll just say it. I have no shame. Like when I was young, something about Blink 182 hit me so hard, and I mean, I guess it was where I was in my life and stuff, and like that, those little things that you're like, man.
Yeah, is it
I'm
weird? I
not
can
alone.
hear that in your vocals.
Oh yeah,
Because, like, the
well,
pitch-
that's how I learned how
the
to sing.
pitch,
I would
yeah.
just
that
sit
high
there
pitch.
and mimic that, and I was like, that's. I was like, man, I like that sound. So if I can do it, I can do whatever I want with it. And so I guess that's just become another part of me. Like by no means am I that, but I mean, I think people like familiarity.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
see something, they're like, he's got something. How do you draw that conclusion unless you've seen it before?
Yeah.
Blink's been strong for a while, except what they did was last year, that thing they did with Lil Wayne.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
that
my
was
Yeah.
horrible.
Bro,
That song, what was
That didn't work
I
out.
mean,
The
I
Billy
feel like
remix.
some of the songs in there, they're like placed, but dude, ever since I saw their last show, I saw it in
Okay,
Vegas,
yeah. Mhm.
and I mean, ever since they made that move, it's just not the same. You know, it's like, it's not. It's not the same.
Like,
Like
what it back.
that chemistry, even though it seemed like they were clashing, I felt like that was maybe even planned. Like maybe they
Yeah.
were like, "Yo, let's figure out a way because we hate each other to
Mhm.
make money out of this and break up."
Yeah, I can see that.
Any other ones? You got Blink. What else?
Dude, I have a list. I love the Deftones. I love
Okay.
Chino, the lead singer.
Okay.
He's awesome. He also has another group that's not huge called the Crosses.
Yeah.
Sorry. And
Did you see
Taking Back
Deftones when they
Sunday,
came?
dude, loves do what?
Did you see Deftones when they came? Was it last year?
No, I didn't get to catch them in South by.
Yeah.
I heard they had a bunch of technical difficulties though. I heard they were so mad.
It's like the worst time to have that.
Right.
Taking Back Sunday, I love them. We did their producer that recorded their Tidal Wave album. I loved it so much. I was like, dude, let's go record with him. So we went and cut 4 songs in LA with him.
Nice.
What else? What you got? Dude, I love Drowning Pool. I love all like you take it saliva.
Johnny, I like Johnny.
Dude,
Pool
I love
too.
Drowning Pool. His
Yeah.
brother saw them live at the Rock Fest. I'm not dogging on
Yeah.
him, but I mean, dude, he was more about the snaps in the show.
Yeah,
He was
Wow.
like,
Yeah, I hate
showing
that.
all his girls back home.
Yeah.
Johnny Pool,
He's
like
like,
Loki, has a lot of hits. Like to me.
That's what's up. As far as me, I've always liked like music as a whole. Like I grew up with like rap and hip hop and stuff, and then I started going over to metal in like high school because I came this like skater kid.
He
and
just
then-
said away with the
Yeah.
dynamics.
Right.
I know, I was like,
Yeah, he's
I was
like-
like, I was like, man, it's time for a change. And then,
I'm getting
Yeah.
hard.
and then I remember,
It's like the movies 90s.
Yeah.
Mid 90s.
A Day to Remember dropped Homesick with like this like
Yeah.
documentary type thing, and I was like, dude,
Mhm.
that's so cool. Like they're all best friends, and they do. And so I wanted to be in a band like super bad, but I didn't have like money or anything. So
That's the number
Yeah.
one vehicle that
Yeah.
gets everybody everywhere. I'm
Yeah.
starting to figure it
Like
out.
how
right?
much you got?
That's
And
what
then-
you,
and
Not
then-
especially growing up, like to like get the bass or like get the
Yeah.
drum
It's
set. Like
expensive,
dude,
bro.
Yeah.
financial burden.
it is,
man.
and then
Sucks.
especially like when it comes to like these instruments, I'm like, I don't want the $200 bass. I want the higher one.
That's why
Like,
you see. That's why sports are so liked.
Like,
Is
the basketball,
everybody can
yeah.
everybody
yeah.
can do it.
You didn't
Yeah.
think
You
about,
know?
yeah, when you think about it, it definitely is more of a cost thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what sucks. Is like that's the sad thing about life
Yeah.
is nothing's fair and it's never gonna be. So
But I
that's,
think it's
Yeah.
interesting because I think
sad
every
about it.
musician went through their like
I-
levels of instruments. Like you
That's
had
the
your
flaw
first
of
one,
this
then you
realm.
went
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what happened actually. I had a homie actually buy me a kit because I was so into it. It wasn't like anything super crazy. But then that's where I kind of started. I played one time actually, and then I got in trouble because I lived on base, and my mom was like, "No, that's not happening." And then I literally moved to San Antonio, and started across the Atlantic with the other guys. And basically, what happened was I didn't know what I was doing. Like he was like, yeah, come try out, and dude, I didn't know anything. I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess I don't know what I'm doing, and then I just stayed and learned throughout the whole process. So, and then yeah, just like you, we ended up going to a Data Members producer to do stuff with across the Atlantic. So
Nice.
super sick.
if you want to get a workflow, just go to the source, right? Don't beat around the bush. Like if you want to know, just ask.
Yeah.
Some people work themselves up their whole lives.
What about you?
So right out the gate, definitely Fall Out Boy. 'Cause
Really?
I was not musically like conscious at
Yeah.
all until
Mhm.
around the time I was like 13, because I'm from Hawaii and they're a little behind. Like,
Well, yeah,
legit,
yeah.
like-
Information's a little
Yeah,
slow.
yeah.
It's like you have to cross the
The
water.
trends.
Gotta cross the.
Out of all of my friends
Depends on the
there,
tide.
nobody like owned anything past the PlayStation 1.
Oh,
When
Really?
we moved here,
Oh yeah, well this is
suddenly,
before
Yeah.
people
iPhone
have
and
like
freaking.
That's
legit
crazy.
people just suddenly had computers and like GameCube.
He still had a shark
Like,
tooth
yeah,
necklace
yeah.
on.
Yeah, and I was like,
What's
I
going?
was
What
like,
is
what
this?
Are those
Like, I had
speaker
a-
shells,
Like,
dude?
how
I had
far
a
was that
Game Boy
flight?
Color, and the like newest thing at the time was like the SP. I think,
Yeah.
And all my friends had that, and I was like, dude, like, how many years am I behind? So I never like, I didn't have any access to music at all. And then
Yeah.
I got here, and people started showing me music, and right out the gate, Infinity on High.
Okay.
That's the reason I play music. That whole thing just like that got me into everything. And then right after that, I found out about because that was like my first real CD I ever owned. I didn't know that like pop punk was a thing that existed. Like
Mhm.
I just heard Johnny Cash and like Lilo and Stitch music forever. And then so I'm just like, yo, and got straight into Green Day and Paramore, and those were the ones that just got me to do everything. They're
Yeah.
like
I
the
see.
reason I play music.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Tear.
Man, I haven't heard Paramore in a while.
Yeah, they slap, dude. Their last album was insane.
How long ago was their last album?
Like what, 2 years maybe?
Dude, I
It
hate
was,
how they're rejecting that single. Like she doesn't want to play it no more or whatever. It's like, yo,
Mr.
that was a
Business.
piece in time. Like that made you like
Yeah.
remember. Like
how do you
just
how do you feel
remember.
about that? Because there's a lot of like
There's a message in there.
yeah, but there's a
Like,
lot of these bands that've been around forever, and then you hear stories that they don't like their hits anymore. They're like, it's. I understand you played it a million times, but that's what
Yeah.
half your fans, that's what got them to be a fan.
I feel
Like to me, I think
That's
it's
why they're
not
there.
That's
old,
why
but they
they're
should
hits,
play it.
But I mean, I think maybe the simplicity of the hit is
Yeah.
probably what's like they're like, but the thing is that's the beauty
That's why
of
people are
that
there,
hit.
bro.
It's
Oh, yeah.
like it's so simple, yet I want to hear that. I want to wake up. I want to brush my teeth to it. I want to,
Yeah.
I want to hear
Wow.
that chorus again
Yeah.
and again and again.
Yeah.
I don't even care about the verse, the chorus, man.
Yeah.
When that hits,
Like any band has been around longer than 10 years. When I go to their show, I'm not there for your new stuff.
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I'm really not. Like, I went to go see Tool. I'm not there for the new
Mhm.
stuff. Like, I'm not. So, but yeah, I always find that interesting when they talk about it because it's like, we don't like playing anymore, but we do and they feel like it's a force. And I'm like, I don't like that you feel like it's
You
forced
have to
upon
play
you.
it.
Yeah, like just don't play because that feeling's not there anymore. Like that live shows, you really like get a sense of how they feel about the music.
Yeah, you could tell by their like presence as a
Yeah.
whole. But yeah, no, I understand where they're coming from. Like ATA isn't as big as obviously like Paramore, but we've been playing one song that everybody like likes for a long time, but it gets super boring. But like we will not play it because it gets people hyped.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to see it, so
Yeah.
you have to. It's for the
Yeah.
fans,
Yeah.
You're there
Yeah.
for the fans, so like if they want to hear it, obviously you have to play it. You know what I mean?
I think what kind of like messed the whole situation up is they kind of put a stigma on it that nobody really looked into, like they could just get up there and not play it and people will just be like, oh dang, they didn't play
We
it.
missed
But
it.
they went out and said, no, we're not playing it again.
Yeah.
This is why. And
But-
that caused everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but now the radio's out, so you don't have to worry about that
Mm.
campaign that's like 25 years paid for. You hear
Yeah.
Metallica, you hear
Yeah.
Bush, and you hear
That
like
one station.
Oh man, Kiss does not update their playlist,
Dude.
bro. It's the same songs you have.
Dude.
Was it Metallica?
Ozzy,
Yeah,
Black
Ozzy
Sabbath.
Disturbed. You got Stained on there, and it's like on repeat. Like,
Yeah, they don't even have to have anybody there.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
you know what I mean?
repeat.
Like,
It's like we're playing Thursday's playlist. It's just shit's on
It's
repeat.
been
I was
there
like,
for
yeah.
been there like 25
I
years.
always say if I want to feel like I'm in high school,
Yeah.
just put
Turn
on Kiss,
99.5.
right?
those bands are banking.
They're gonna be
though,
I
dude.
know, right?
We're knocking them. We're like
They
in the
they
city.
send them a Christmas card every year. Thank you for playing our music.
And that's how it is everywhere, though. Like everywhere, like when we tour, I don't know if it's like that in LA, but like everywhere I go, every rock station plays the same stuff. Like you go to Oklahoma, it's
I
playing.
never
Metallica.
listened
But
to the
you know-
radio
You go-
To be
Me
fair,
either.
man, like
out there. I didn't.
between probably after 2009, 10, like rock really died down for me. Like there was no major band that popped up where I needed to follow.
But you know why
What?
it died down? Because the funding in the business was cut. So
Hmm.
then they started going to the rappers. They pay one guy, not
Yeah.
the band, not a bunch of team of producers. They
Yeah.
pay
Yeah.
two people, the producer and the rapper. That's why hip hop.
That's
Became
interesting.
so-
Yeah, that's interesting.
much
'cause
It's money.
easier.
It's the
Yeah.
vehicle. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah.
you pay less people and also you work with less people. So I think like the labels get more what they want
Get a
because they're
bigger
dealing with
cut.
one person.
So then
Yeah.
now, like people like that's how we were born. Like the people doing it, like you're
In the-
saying
yeah.
with the drums, and we're flying it.
Yeah.
We're doing
Yeah.
it under budget, and like quality suffers. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm.
I mean nowadays you can make anything, and people
Yeah.
listen
Yeah.
to like MP3s that are crushed. It just
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like. It's like you can't hear that in there. You can't hear that. You're tripping.
It's crazy.
That is crazy, man. I didn't think about that, but yeah, because 2000 and around that era, just like I wouldn't say I lost interest in rock music, and just nothing kept me with the new stuff. I had my 10-year-old playlist I kept playing. There's nothing else I got added to.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those
No,
big
I get
labels
that.
dumped all those rock bands.
Yeah.
They dumped them all,
Yeah.
and then Interscope brought in all those rappers. Virgin, Atlantic, like
Yeah.
Rio
Yeah.
that I just shouted out. He was with Atlantic for a while, and like, dude, they just brought in this whole group. But now everybody's doing it. Everybody can get a laptop and a mic, and now
Oh,
they're
yeah.
a rapper.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what they
And-
say. Even like rappers now, they preach like independent, or at least don't be so quick to sign. You have everything to do at your house, basically. If you
Yeah.
if you invest in it, you can do quality stuff
You
anywhere.
can,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you know what you're doing, but you could just but you have to get that. I mean, I think in your head or by somebody, kind of like check down, like, all right, that is good, because there's no rules in this game.
Yeah.
And then that you can know just enough to mess it up
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
You're like, where's
Yeah.
the kick drum? Oh man, those two samples together were phasing, and so there's no kick drum.
Yeah.
It's sucking. It's like it's not.
So after y'all started like getting to know music and learning it and liking it a little more, was there any bands that y'all felt were overhyped?
Ooh, yeah. That's
Like
a good
just in
one.
general.
So like, you know, growing up or just listening like music, like what bands you thought were just overrated?
That's tough.
I'll say Slipknot because he mentioned
Aw,
earlier.
man,
Oh, I
what?
like Corey Taylor
Nah,
though.
Slipknot and Corn,
Corn too.
bro. Yes, no,
Dude,
like
they
I,
slap.
Corn in the '90s was a different kind of corn.
it was
man.
no. Look, Slipknot,
I mean,
Slipknot and Corn's first album they hit, but after that, just the biggest downfall you can have.
No Doubt and
Wow.
Corn used to tour together, and I guess Corn was signed before No Doubt was. But I mean, dude, they like the quality of professionalism in their performances, like
Mhm.
the talent, it's there. It's it's
I,
great.
I couldn't get into Corn, man. Especially then, I never liked them. And then in 07 Family Values, remember Family Values tour?
Mhm.
They toured with Evanescence.
Oh, nice.
And it was Atreyu and like Hell Yeah and them. But it was the same year that Korn did Freak on the Leash with Amy Lee.
Okay.
So they're both there. What do you expect? Like, I expected the acoustic, right? It
They-
didn't happen.
But they have a lot of content, don't they?
Yeah,
they have
they,
a lot.
they
like-
do. But he came out with the acoustic and played Freak on the Leash acoustically, and Amy Lee never came out. I was like, I was done. I was like, this just puts the nail on the why I don't like y'all. But their fans are gonna get into it. Korn, like their fans, like they were really into it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get those two bands that every time I mention that I always get hate for it because they're really, really popular.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel
I
that.
find it weird. Like all the bands that I thought were overrated when I was younger, and like I heard one song and saw their gigantic, like in your face fans, and
Mhm.
I just sort of like brush them off, like I won't listen to them, blah blah blah, overrated. And then as I get older and I lose that like mental barrier of
Yeah.
forcing myself to not listen to them, I'm starting to like all these bands that I thought were just like
Yeah.
over the top, you know?
Yeah.
You,
I feel
you
that.
can say Nickelback.
No, that's the thing. My dad has always listened to them, and that if I'm forced to listen to something, like I'm just
Okay,
not gonna
there
like
we
it.
go.
Yeah.
There's the one
Yeah.
band I thought was overrated. But yeah, they did have a hit.
He's
for
like,
a
I
while.
was thinking it. What
They
I
had a
said.
small window to where that was like, I feel like they really hit middle-aged moms pretty hard. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's like the
Stacy's-
Daughtry,
How do
the
you do that,
Daughtry,
right?
right? It's like, yo, that's like,
What's our target audience? Middle-aged
yeah,
moms.
worst problems in life are like, you know, putting a DVD, you know, bending waist. down,
Yeah.
like, Bill Burr, like it's the hardest job in America.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What about you? You didn't say. Who do
I
you?
loaded
Dude,
up the
I don't
Daughtry.
know, bro. I don't know, man. If I hear a band and then at the time I'll be like, oh man, I don't really like this, but I can't really think that.
Did you
nothing
see
that comes
Trapped?
in.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah,
Did you
I
see
was
the
gonna
bring
trap?
that
The
up.
fuck?
I was
Dude,
gonna bring
did
that
you see him?
up, dude.
What's up with that guy right now?
Dude,
I liked them back in the day though. Like they were good.
I think he might be like doing it to kind of like be like, I don't think he's consciously like doing that. You know, he's doing that on purpose. I don't think he's.
You think he's
Like
just
a
I think there's some
thing.
ploy to it.
Yeah.
There's some ruse.
at
Needs
this,
attention.
At this point,
It's
yeah.
attention. Just
Yeah.
take
He
current.
just needs attention.
That's
When
that's
was the
what I
last
think,
time
too.
you heard about Trapped until this started
Right.
happening? Like,
Most people just think you're talking about the genre.
Right? I
Like
was
when you say
like,
trap, there's like, oh, the genre. No, like
Everybody's
like trap? No,
everybody's
no,
like,
like,
can we?
literally.
Have you seen
was
this
it,
tweet?
No.
Oh my god.
was it Headstrong, right?
He's saying some
Yeah, that
ludicrous
song went
stuff.
in,
Just
man.
like
that song did go in.
off the
Yeah,
wall.
that
That
song
song
was
today,
good.
man.
Yeah.
That was around the time with Diary and Jam also, right? Breaking Benjamin
Yeah.
around
Yep.
that time.
The good
That was
old
a
days,
good time.
dude.
Yeah.
The good old days.
I miss all those. Like for me, my top would be all of my top bands are older than the ones y'all said, like Metallica.
Yeah.
That got me into it, and then probably System with Toxicity.
Oh, dude,
That played me. That
System.
wanted me to pick up the bass, like with Aerials.
Dude, System
Yeah,
found a new love when when you figured out how to, drop.
yeah.
the E
Drop
string
T net, and
D
you're like,
go
okay, let's do
dun, dun,
this.
dun, dun. It was over for me too.
Yeah.
When I heard those hit, and you're a kid, and you have
Yeah.
like an acoustic guitar, and you feel that resonance of that vibration, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You can feel
Yeah.
the whatever. There are Armenians too, so they slam it.
Oh yeah, all their albums slam. And I think that's what reason got me into that with System is like Aerials is that the simplicity of the riff. It's taught me that it doesn't matter like the knowledge you have or how hard the riff is. If you make something that sounds great, it sounds great.
Dude, like Chop Suey, they
Oh, yeah.
repeat the verse
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
And they sing the whole song twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like nobody gets that though.
That's like one of those. And then what you have
Nobody even thought about that. Like, oh wait, they say wake
oh, they
up.
do say it. Yeah.
They see it twice.
That
But
music
it's
video,
so
I love that
good.
music
Yeah.
It's
video,
like,
man.
You're just sitting on that hi hat. You're like,
They need to drop something, man.
They need to just like see. I've been waiting for somebody to step up and just be like, "Yo, this music thing, check this." Just rip the bass off of it for me.
Yeah.
Like those big producers back in the day. That's why I admired Blink. All 3 of their records came from a producer that knew what he was doing. Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and the self-titled Jerry Finn, and then he died, dude. He had a brain aneurysm, and then boom.
What was
Yeah.
Everyone's out there.
right? But yeah, I
Who-
need to do that. And then well, Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. I remember in high school, everyone said I can play guitar. They picked it up and played Nothing Else Matters. Oh my gosh, it's just like, oh no, you can't.
Where do you rank Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Oh, dude, they're great. I love them. I do. I mean, Anthony Kiedis, he's not great. Like, he's not very talented, but he is in his own way. It's a weird way,
Yeah.
but like, it's like that is the most ultimate form of originality.
Mm-hmm.
Is just being yourself. He's being
Yeah.
himself. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's cool.
Did you like their last album?
I really didn't listen to it. I listened to that one single with the pill on it, and
Okay.
then like once I realized they're just recycling what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're, like they've just like,
Yeah.
You're like,
I know
"Oh,
what you're
this-"
talking about.
Yeah, and you know you're not gonna do that because those songs are so signature. You're gonna pick up, or at least me,
Yeah.
I pick up when anything's used again. I'm like, whoa, stop,
Yeah.
rewind that
Yeah.
back, and then I start to sing the melody to the other song or something. I'm like, that's ripped, and then I just put an X right over that
Right.
group because like it's like,
Yeah.
dude, absolutely not. You're not gonna rip off a melody, and
Yeah.
then no one's gonna like, yeah.
I think a lot of these bands that I don't know if you know, it's the last 2 years, a lot of these older bands are surfacing again. In with the Slipknot album, yeah, the
Save their
Toe
money.
album.
Or they ran out of money. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
I think it's ran out of money, but it's like, so we talked earlier about like not changing their sound, but to me, if you had like the long gap that these bands had, when you come back with the same thing, it's, I don't know, I expected
The
something
technology
to
is
wow me,
just so
and it doesn't wow me if you give me
Yeah.
the same thing. But if you constantly released music, it was what I was expecting. But if you gave me a 10-year gap, I didn't want to hear a continuation of your last album. I wanted something that I didn't expect, something to wow me, something that first got me into you, but now
But you want it on another level higher.
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
But that's
but it's hard.
That's hard
it's
because it's
weird.
like, what if they gave you their top ceiling for that type of genre? And so the only way for them to adapt is what they think is they have to move out of the genre because
yeah,
there's only so much of a ceiling for metal.
Yeah.
Like how much
Yeah.
louder can we get it?
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and like that's when you start pulling other things in from other genres. You start installing them in. You're like, yeah. That's mine.
Yeah.
This is mine. 808, there's the floor. All right, we'll throw up bass guitar. All right, cool. And that's where I think this group kind of came out of, was like just a bunch of like, yo, let's take the best things from every genre we like and throw them all in together
Yeah.
and use them over and over again. And I think that's what makes this genre.
So if you were to put y'all in a genre, because you have two songs out,
I'm trying to create a new one.
Yeah.
A new
So-
genre, dub rock.
what
It's a
what-
Dub
808
rock?
Dub,
Dub rock.
Okay.
Dub rock.
Yeah.
dub rock?
Okay.
So what
Or
is it?
dub alt.
What is it listed under?
I think it's under Christian rock.
Alternative. No,
Yeah.
gospel.
Gospel, yeah.
Some type
It's under
of
soft rock?
alternative indie, I don't know, somewhere vague that
Yeah.
no one can really.
Yeah.
pinpoint.
I don't like the term indie rock. To me, that's always been just like a cop out term. What are
Especially-
other indie?
Dude,
This
especially
is-
when I'm searching for like a drum kit on those simulators and it says indie kit, it's like, and then you hear like knocks, like, it's like, dude, what is it? Is it independent? Is it like all
Yeah.
like what is?
Yeah.
I mean, for years, indie's just been used as in, oh, we don't know how to label, just put it indie.
Yeah.
So do y'all have creative control over labeling what your genre is, or who decides that?
You
'Cause-
can.
That's always
slap
been a
it up
topic
in
for
the-
yeah,
us.
we've always
You
bickered
can-
back and forth
So
over
when
that.
you put it out to the distributor, like when you put it out to like whatever you distribute through, so if
Yeah.
it's TuneCore, if it's DistroKid, if it's CD Baby, whatever, when you input that album, like you actually have ultimate control of what that genre is when you put it out. But
Okay.
then I think over time, as people add it to playlists and as they, as it gets tossed around the internet, then the genre changes because they're classifying it what they're.
So they end up changing it for you
Yeah.
eventually. That's crazy.
I haven't heard that part
yeah, I
yet.
haven't-
So
I
like,
didn't know that.
so
'Cause they
basically, there's some
upload-
type of algorithm that changes the genre.
Well,
Depends
they'll
on what
just
people do with it,
yeah,
where
well,
they put it.
They'll re-upload it as like term something else, and with a different like picture on the background. But they give you the credit underneath. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
when they put in that whatever the selection is on, YouTube or whatever, or on their playlist. Or
Oh, you're talking about the individual like fan.
Yeah.
Okay, I
They're
got
not
you.
changing the audio file or nothing.
I got you.
That's saved to the metadata.
Yeah.
And then you just get like a copyright claim. I never block anybody
It's just-
unless they're like trying to monetize my shit. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Where's my money?
not today.
So before we wrap up, as far as like writing music, do y'all all write, or how do y'all go about the process of putting the words to the song? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's. I usually get kind of like I'll stay up really late at night and get kind of like psyched out in my own mind, and that's where I think I build the conviction out of everybody's like, dude, you got to stop doing that. But like when I'm gonna be old, like when I'm 30, and I'm singing these songs, like I want to at least convict it. Like I don't want to feel like I don't like it. So the only way I'm gonna ever do that is, and then I'll throw it up to them, because like he's writing, he has another project, he's working on himself right now. He just started to write on his own. So everybody, and that's what's awesome, is if you have a little keyboard, man, you can bring ideas to the table.
Okay.
I do. I started doing like pop music because I'm getting really into pop.
Yeah.
So, and it's just fun to listen to. And yeah, it's weird. Like at night, it's just like it comes out, bro. Like
everything happens at night.
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
when you're
that's when you
chill.
get in your mood. That's when you get in your feelings. That's when you get high. That's all our thoughts come out.
It's crazy, dude. It'll be like right after work. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write a chorus. Like it's going down, and I'll just sit there and be like, oh my god, this is awful, dude. But at night it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, you know what? That sounds dope. Let me get up. And then I'll be up like the rest of the night.
And like you see those rappers, like they're like spitting out these, they're talking about all the girls and all the money. It's like they probably convict that. They're probably sitting there like, yep. Yep. Like for me, when I'm trying to be hard, it's like, yo, I gotta feel harder. I gotta like have just done something where I was like, dude, we could have.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like the rap like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
like, oh, I got this bitch with money, dollar bills.
Women tossed out all over the floor.
Was that an Uber? Send her in an Uber.
Throw the change away. Keep the dollar bills.
That's crazy. And then last question, as far as like, because I know y'all are a band, when it comes to like being ready to record, has there been a time where you're like ready to go, but you have to wait for anybody? Like, how do y'all get on the same page when somebody really needs to record, or like you're really in the mood and the other guy's not there? Do y'all have to like pull each other together?
Sounds like it's
how's that work?
That's
you're talking about like recording the like where you're like, all right, we need to get the bass in, or we need
or more like also just
like a song.
When you get, because you know how when you get in that like flow, you want everyone there because you just have in your mind, you want to get it out.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think is nice about having a home spot, and like if you have like an extended home spot, if you have like a drum kit too, so where you could just be like and walk in the other room and go get your idea out, like that's the best. But when you're working with budgets, like we go, all right, we're gonna have 4 songs. Then when we go in to do drums, we're gonna pay this X amount of dollars for this amount of hours, but we know that we'll get those done, all 4 of them. We'll knock it all out right there. And like, so he'll be there that day. I don't even, really, like, we don't need anybody else but him there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, we're all there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're essential.
Just smoking drugs.
He said you're essential.
Whenever we went to record drums, I actually I had braces on my bottom teeth at the time, and I was it's like the first time I ever like hung out with these dudes really like for more than like 30 minutes, and I get done tracking drums, and then I don't know why, but my lip gets stuck to like the back of my braces, bro. And it was so bad. Like it was so stuck, and I didn't even know what to do because I didn't really like.
And he like,
you know what I mean?
Barely knows this at the time. He's asking me to stick my hands in his mouth.
Really?
He's like, dude, help me! I can't get it. He's like shaking and he's like bleeding.
Dude,
This
is gonna
like,
bring us
oh
closer.
My God.
It was so bad.
He's like, just pull it. I was like, dude, I feel like if I pull your lip, it will rip, and we'll be going to get stitches.
So
That's
dude,
funny.
it was bad. Like my lip was like all the way back here. Like this
Darren-
was back here.
Darren was like, I can't.
Dude, he freaked me out. He
The
was like,
guitar player was like, get the hell away from me.
he's gonna make me throw up, bro. He's like, oh my god, like, and it made it worse because he was tripping, so it was making me trip more.
Yeah.
So I was just in the bathroom, like, why is this happening, dude?
Were you like in the zone?
Dude,
And that's how did that happen?
I don't know.
He was the engineer. He had going to the bathroom. That's what happened, dude. He's like, hang on, excuse me. Like,
For real?
That messed up the whole thing.
His stomach hurt or something,
Like 9
bro.
times.
He was like, excuse me. I was like, oh.
That's so polite. Excuse me.
No, but it was.
Well,
it
yeah,
was,
we
it was
knew
getting
because
annoying.
you're dragging that back in through that
Yeah.
door. I was like, yo, he
was
had
like-
Chipotle.
It was
That's
like
crazy.
It was like 10 or 11 times too. I was like, you know what I mean? It was like,
We were there
Bruh.
for 4
Dude,
hours.
it was
That's
excessive. It was like every 20
crazy.
minutes.
I was like, yo, let's chop. And he's like, I'll be right back. He goes in there and drops it. and
He's
comes
like,
back.
you figure it out. I'll be right back.
Like, how old was he? Was like an old
He's
guy?
an older dude.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it was funny.
Can't handle the
I'll
food.
never. I'll
His
never
spot
forget
is
that.
immaculate. He,
Oh
like,
yeah, it's dope.
Yo,
Yeah.
dude, he's a dope dude and he hooks it up. He has
Yeah.
all that work. Everything. Like someone set a drink down. I was like, yo, dude, get that off there.
Yeah.
It's like more than your car. Get it off of there now.
That's crazy. All right. Well, before we wrap up, do y'all have any projects or any? Well,
Any-
can't say shows because everything
Yeah.
outside is closed
Do
right
you have
now.
anything planned that's later on in the year already?
I think all of us kind of do. Right now, we're for me, I'm doing like the pop music thing. He actually records me, so
Nice.
we're doing that, and I'm trying to kind of do my own thing on the side.
Are you
For
singing
now?
that too?
Yeah, so I'm singing that.
Okay.
And then across the Atlantic, the other band, we're trying to do a music video. We actually had a music video planned for actually April, and we can't do that now.
Yeah.
So so we're pushing that back. And then with False Idols, I know we're writing more music, trying to get just what you can done at this time. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's a weird time, so it's not like you can do much
Yeah.
else. And then
It's
their
crazy.
other band too.
Oh
BTV.
yeah, we got a new record coming out this
Yeah.
year, 2020. It's like the last one. Yeah, LP. It'll be
Nice.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, so we're trying to stay busy.
Single coming out soon though. So
Where
just
can
a little
people
taste.
find you?
Everywhere.
Everywhere, all
Like
digital
Spotify.
streaming.
Sounds like Roy.
Just
Everywhere.
type it in Google.
Everywhere.
Type
Yeah.
in, or
Anything.
type in
I'm
Spotify.
gonna
We
use that
we
line,
want you on
type in Google.
Spotify. We want that on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah, go to Spotify.
Yeah, come
False Idols.
come see us on
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Come run those numbers up.
You need the
Yeah.
streaming money.
Get-
The streaming
yeah.
money is essential.
Get your Alexas, get your army of Alexas, and turn them on
All of
all
them at
night. Mute them and turn that playlist on.
That's
baby.
crazy. All right.
I'm convinced that's what like some people do. I swear, when they drop something, why wouldn't you just have a room full of Alexas banging that on?
Yeah.
Here's my room of Alexas.
just straight up playing the same thing.
This is my media center.
You're like, yo, everybody, I need all your Spotify
Yeah.
account information because
Yeah.
it won't let me do. It only counts as one play, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna need them all.
It's like the whole Justin Bieber thing.
That French Montana play
Yeah. Well, where can people check us out, Roy?
everywhere, man. But check us out at YouTube. Drop a comment. Get the engagement going on YouTube. We how long we started going to YouTube?
Couple months.
A couple months ago. Got a good amount of subscribers this week. We finally got the URL, the webpage, and everything going. So
Yeah.
youtube.com/turn-up-the-treble.
I appreciate y'all coming out.
Thank
And
you,
it
man.
don't matter what y'all are doing. Don't forget to turn down the bass and turn up the treble.
Hey.
I don't think we have anything for you.